I just let it play. I think we should let the whole song go.
Hey, man, Mark Morrison.
God, that's a long middle finger.
We've had conversations about his finger before. Magical, man.
What is dancing? All right, I'm pausing the song. Jesse, you're up.
All right. Anyway, what's up, guys? We're back. Abbreviated again. James has a shitty shift, and that's what he's got for now. At least he's making money. That's what it's about. But we're moving on. With us tonight, we have the guy most likely to sell you the wrong size skinny jeans. Lotto.
I'll do it.
We have the guy most likely to get a restraining order filed against him by Bryce Harper, Frank Ellis. We have the guy most likely to trade for flag football, Brian Lord. And we have the guy most likely to pass out in your lawn on St. Patrick's Day, myself.
Or garage.
I thought it was a shed.
We'll see.
Wasn't it a shed?
It was a garage shed. Besides the point. We're not getting the specifics with this shit. Anyway, you guys know the drill. We're bringing it right in. We're talking about our food tournament that has not yet gotten off the ground. Really, this is I believe it's the fifth and sixth matchup.
Yeah, fifth and sixth.
The fifth and sixth matchup. Then we're going to talk some
People
playoff.
might start actually paying attention around March Madness time. So
yeah, absolutely. Then we're going to talk some football. We're going to do some predictions for you guys based off the playoffs. It's an exciting time of year. Then we're going to hit some baseball talk. And then we are going to do some talk about a certain hot topic in sports right now that I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to. So right off the bat, we're getting the food poll, and I'll let Joey take it from here.
All right, our first matchup tonight is going to be Pizza Hut versus Papa John's. And this should be an interesting one. I'm going to start off by going with Papa John's because every time I have Pizza Hut, I get ridiculously sick. And maybe that's because it's around here or I have the worst stomach in the world. But Papa John's has
gluten allergy.
I don't have a gluten allergy. Papa John's has tons of options. The pizza's like pretty big. And I'm all about it. And plus, when the Yankees score 6 runs, I get 50% off. So I'm all about this.
Every MLB team.
My team, Frank. I don't care.
This is a tough one because I love Pizza Hut, but lately there's been a dip in that production. They're not doing as well as they used to. But Papa John's, you know what the savior is for them for me? The special seasoning and the garlic butter. Special seasoning, garlic butter, to me, puts them in front of a waning Pizza Hut. Papa John's moves on.
All right, you guys all know my love for Pizza Hut.
Do they have a lunch buffet?
I have the buffet. Yeah, whatever. So I got to go Pizza Hut. You can't – it's the breadsticks. And the breadsticks. Pizza Hut. And from the shadiest podcasting location in the world, Brian.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are you?
I'm going to refer to something I had last week. I'm going to go with Papa John's because, once again, I haven't had Pizza Hut since I was a little nigga. So, there you go.
All right, so the audio kind of fucked out there. But
Brian went with
regardless, the first matchup is in favor of Papa John's. All right, we're on to the second matchup.
And our second matchup is Domino's versus Sbarro. And I'm going to start. I'm going to go with Domino's, even though I used to love Sbarro. Domino's has stepped it up with all the sandwiches, and since they redid their pizza last couple years, I'm all in on it, and it's cheap as fuck. You can get a panini pizza for like $5 and some change. All about that.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to agree. Sbarro's is kind of a rarity where we're at. I mean, and even when you go places where they have Sbarro's in the mall, like $4 a slice. And no one's trying to pay that shit. Like, I'd rather just spend the fucking $6. I'm fucking drunk. I want quick food. They're open late. They have cheesy everything.
Anything you want cheese on.
Come on. With 6 guys, you can spend fucking 20 bones and everyone's satisfied. Domino's.
All right. I would have gone with Domino's probably a few years ago when I cared about getting that late night food in. But when you have
– You still do, you motherfucker. Don't forget it.
What's the difference?
When you have pasta pizza, the whole combination of the thing.
Domino's has that too.
Yeah, but it's not as good. You got to go with Sbarro, and forgot what I was going to say, but Sbarro's better. Oh, I used to work at Domino's. You don't want to eat there. But anyway, Sbarro.
Oh, fuck off. You don't. Anyway, Brian.
Yeah. Okay. So once again, everybody is going against Frank because clearly he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Where are you?
Facts.
Oh,
Facts.
Brian disappeared. Brian?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Where?
I had to fucking dip out for a sec.
Brian, do we need to call somebody to get you home?
Maybe,
The fuck? Anyway.
I'm going with Domino's. So let's leave it at that.
All right, so I guess I lost twice in a row.
So
We are moving on.
Wait. In the round of pizzas versus pizzas, we have Papa John's moving on, and Domino's moving on, and Brian, you're a fucking icon again.
Somebody stole Brian.
Do some shit about that. Anyway,
Steal someone else's Wi-Fi. Come on.
once
PWTBL taken.
Dad,
no
Dad
race.
keeps calling me.
Once again, moving on. We are getting into I guess we're going right into the NL Central preview.
Yeah. We'll do it on
Yeah,
Central
might as well. Okay. So, NL Central preview. Do we even need to go over it?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's a very competitive division.
Okay,
It
well,
We'll start with
to
the
They're going to have at least one team in the wild card run every year.
yeah, Brian,
Yeah.
you're worrying me, man.
So don't worry, I'm buying the crank for fucking.
All right,
well,
so
you wanna
as
start-
always, we'll start from the bottom in the NL Central, and that is going to land us in the lovely land of Cincinnati.
Yep.
I mean, what can you say about the team? They have Joey Votto on a 10-year contract. He is not going to be helping the team. I mean,
Brandon Phillips
what you
just
guys gotta say?
Brandon Phillips just vetoed his third trade in 2 years.
And one of my favorite players in the bullpen, Jumbo Diaz, but he gets no love. They're going to have Drew Storen being
Like, I know
their
you love 4.0 ERAs in your bullpen. So,
Yeah. I know. Not because of his performance, just because of his name and his glasses. But they're going to have Drew Storen out there. He's not going to close. Raciel Iglesias is going to close.
Their bullpen's not that bad. The back end isn't bad. Drew
No,
Storen
they
is
also pulled Brandon Finnegan from that trade with the Royals a few years ago. He showed some promise, but
yeah. But the deals they've made in the last couple of years,
they're
Brandon Finnegan and Dilson Herrera, and that's about it.
they're just not set up to win. I mean, Dilson Herrera right now is roadblocked by Brandon Phillips.
Yeah.
Unless and they have
Devin Mesoraco's a mess.
No. So Kozar's still there. So Dilson Herrera, unless he goes to third, is not going to get any burn.
Yeah, he's gonna be struggling for at bats.
And Dilson Herrera is MLB ready. He's been for the last 2 years.
What do you guys think about Mesoraco?
I think he's good. I mean, he's an above average catcher.
If he can stay healthy.
2 years ago, and he helped me get to the playoffs. But he can be really good.
All right. Enough about these fucking Reds. Moving along to the Brew Crew, I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes. Moving on to Milwaukee. They made some good trades this offseason. The trade that sent Thornburg over to Boston.
Travis Shaw's doing really well there.
Yeah, Travis Shaw playing third base, but they're running into a situation where they have Jonathan Villar, who's going to steal you 40 bags, possibly 50.
They have to trade Braun.
They need to.
have
Absolutely.
If they're really serious about a rebuild, they have to trade Braun.
They have a top 5 farm system in baseball. And arguably the best. If they trade Braun, they'll absolutely have the best system in baseball.
And one of their better players isn't even a regular. Hernan Perez is a monster.
Arcia came out last year and was really, really good.
He's hitting like 400 in Winter League right now.
Right.
He hit well last year. He's stealing. He's good defensively. Played every position except pitcher and catcher.
They have Lewis Brinson coming up too. Lewis Brinson's a good player.
All right, so moving on to third place, I think it's kind of a draw because we know who number 1 is, but I think we're going to go into the less interesting of the two. In my opinion, we're going to go with the Cardinals. I think the Pirates. No, I think the Pirates are extremely. There's going to be problems this year.
Yeah,
there's going to be problems there.
With the Cardinals, I think I understand Dexter Fowler's a hot commodity. He's a leadoff hitter. those two days in bags for fucking $85 million.
Yeah. Fowler's,
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not the of offensive problems.
they have the NL Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. My early call for NL Rookie of the Year in Alex Reyes. They have Luke Weaver.
You know what? I'm going to give it to Dansby ahead of time.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle all year. But they have Luke Weaver, who's going to end up finding a spot in that starting rotation with Lance Lynn being who knows if he's going to get injured. Waino, who knows if he's going to get injured again. So they have a lot of starting pitching depth. Bullpen just got a little better with Cecil and Sungwon Oo or O back there. So they're looking like a solid team.
To be honest with you,
There's not fun.
no, the Cardinals.
They've been fun since
The
1998.
Cardinals are. I'm going to give it 1 to 3 years away from a complete rebuild. They're about. Well, think about it. They're about to lose Yachty. They're going to lose Wainwright. They're going to lose. Holiday's already gone. It's all going to be young, and whether you define rebuild as, a couple of new guys or like just a completely young team trying to find a place within their division alone.
But, I mean, you had Grichuk for a while. You have Wong for a while. You have Diaz for a while. You have Reyes and Luke Weaver, who are going to be pieces for a while. You have Cecil for a few years. You have that O guy for a few years.
You cannot.
I can't hear you.
Why?
Okay, now I can.
Anyway, the thing is you just cannot base your future off only prospects, only. If you're using Weaver, you have to understand that maybe something will slow down. But that's why, in my opinion, I think even with all their hitches, the Pirates are slightly ahead of the Cardinals this year.
I'd have to agree.
Ugh.
Let's talk about Pirates then.
Weaver proved himself last year.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get back to this. We'll get back to this when we do our rankings.
This will be an argument.
No, we'll get back to it.
Okay.
And anyway, moving on to the fourth team
ballpark in the league,
the Pittsburgh Pirates of PNC Park. Frank, take it away.
All right. So I agree. They're just as interesting, but their star is in the middle of turmoil right now. He can't be happy. Their pitching is relying on Garrett Cole being healthy, and then Taillon and Glass now really performing, although Taillon did last year.
But
Josh
Nova,
Bell is looking like a star.
Nova had a resurgence.
Who?
Nova.
Roy Steerage is
Nova, yeah. I think Josh Bell is a star.
Josh Bell, the first baseman.
Yeah.
I think they made a dumb decision. A lot of people think it's a good decision, but signing Frazier to a long contract, I don't think that was a good deal. And I think they need to move Starlin Marte to center. But besides that, I think they look okay.
Who are you talking about, Frank? Who they signed to a long contract?
They're shortstop. Let me get the full name for you.
Yeah, I would like that because I'm a little confused. I can't even think of the Pirates shortstop off the top of my head, but
I don't know. Jordy Mercer.
Mercer. Why did I say Frazier?
I don't know because you're terrible.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Shut up. They have Adam Frazier there too, but they signed Mercer to a long deal.
Anyway, guys.
I'm all in on the Pirates finishing second, though. I think Cole's
Anyway. Moving along to the world champions, the Cubs.
Why just move us along? We were not done.
We're done. We'll get back to it when your turn. We'll get back to it. You can rank your teams.
All right.
Anyway, moving on to the Cubs. They didn't really have to do anything. They replaced
what
they did is they gave away an expendable outfielder. They didn't need Jorge Soler. But what they got was Wade Davis, who, while rehabbing, is going to be massive for that team. And, in my opinion, he's going to be massive.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they made a move under the radar for Koji Uehara.
Genius.
Theo Epstein is a genius.
What about the other move they made, Jesse?
Which one are we going with?
Their new starting center fielder?
Replacing
John Jay.
He's going to be good defensively.
Think about it. Their outfield, Jason Hayward shit the bed.
Yeah.
And if you're going to,
But their outfield defensively is going to be good, especially if they have Schwarber.
Yeah.
They need to balance out.
Schwarber's not a defensive outfielder.
No.
He's based off offense.
They need to balance out their defense in the outfield. I think they did a good job with Jay and Hayward. Hayward's still a good defensive player.
Yeah, it's going to be Jay and Almora, and when they have a DH, it's going to be Jay, Almora, Hayward in the outfield, and Schwarber DH.
Yeah, I mean, Almora's a good young player. I think he could. I mean, I was watching something the other day, and they predicted that the Dodgers were going to have a better record than the Cubs, and I don't see that.
95 wins.
Yeah, but a 103-win Cubs team, like even losing Dexter Fowler, it's not going to cost you 8 wins. He's not an 8-win player.
All right. Move along and do our fucking predictions. Where is this division going to – how is it going to pan out? Who's going to the wild card? Who's winning the division? Who's not doing anything? Joey, take it.
Reds, I'm going to go in a solid 5th. Brewers 4th. I'm going to throw the Cardinals in 3rd just because I believe in Garrett Cole. Pirates in 2nd, and the Cubs win the division by 11 games.
All right. I'm going to start right off at the top. The Cubs are going to win that division. There's no doubt in my mind. They have a great manager, and they have a repeating young – I'm going to go ahead and put it out on the line, a dynasty in the works.
Absolutely.
A dynasty.
That's what Theo builds.
So you got the Cubs at first, you got the Cardinals last, and the Brewers.
Whoa. What?
I'm sorry. The Reds last.
Okay.
The Cubs first. My bad. The Brewers 4th, and now you got that hairy position between 2nd and 3rd. And
all right,
what do you think? I just think for some reason some fucking magic bullshit's going to happen, and the Pirates are going to come in 2nd, and they might take a wild card spot. I think the Cardinals will come in 3rd. You know the fucking crazy part of it? They might also take a wild card spot.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with Cincinnati finishing last, Milwaukee finishing 4th, who is behind me. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Pirates 3rd, Cardinals 2nd and getting a wild card. And, I mean, I can't argue with Chicago finishing 1st.
All right.
And side story, what do you think's going to happen with Jung Ho, whatever the hell his last name is, and
he has to get suspended at least 50 games because there's no way they're going to throw a suspension at Reyes and a suspension at Chapman and probably Familia. And he has legitimate issues. Like there's no denying he did. Like he has a sexual assault case now. He has a hit and run with a DUI. Like he's a piece of shit. Get him out.
Yeah.
So that infield's now even weaker than before. That's why I'm sticking with the Cardinals. But we'll talk about that once the season gets out.
We'll come back to that.
Anyway, moving on. Guys, if you're wondering where Brian is, he's still here. His specialty's football. He'll be back with fucking a vengeance in about 10 minutes. But
wait, I really want to give him a thumbs up with staying alive wherever the hell he is.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brian.
I'm good.
Good job, bro. Anyway, moving along. One last quick, 5 to 7 minutes. We're going to do a little segment about the most overrated and underrated MLB players.
It's going to be longer than 5 to 7 minutes.
We're going to overrated or underrated first?
We'll do overrated first.
Overrated.
Who's the most overrated player of our time in baseball?
Of our time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty broad, but I'm just going to go with something that's quick to my head. In my opinion, Yasiel Puig is overrated. He had a quick showing, came out, made everyone his bitch. These last couple of years, he's been too much of a head case. He's disappeared. He's had problems with the team. He's been an attractive trade unit, but no one wants to trade for him. Why? It might have something to do with the fact that he's not reliable. I mean, he has all the talent there. But until he can prove that he is a mature adult, a mature outfielder in the
a mature adult.
Well, seriously, the guy is.
I agree.
He doesn't have it figured out. He does not, and there's a reason. He burst out of the scene, and since then he's been almost invisible.
Yep. I'm gonna stay out west, kind of. Go to the American League, and kind of an under the radar guy, but a guy that I think gets paid way too much. Elvis Andrews. He got an 8-year deal for $160 million. Currently, he's blocking Profar. Ruben Odor has shown to be the superior middle infielder there in Texas. And, $20 million is a lot of money nowadays for baseball players. I mean, and the fact that he got this contract 3-4 years ago, he should be much, much better. I mean, if you make $20 million as a shortstop, I mean, if you're getting paid like that, you got to hit 300. You got to hit 25 homers. I mean, you have to do
You
a
have
lot.
to be essentially like a Correa Lindor.
Yeah, Correa, Lindor, Seager. You have to be in that category. Even old Tulo. Like, I mean, at the time he got that contract when Tulo was like one of the premier shortstops in baseball, the premier.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my most overrated guy.
All right. I mean, I'm going to go a little twist. You know my love with prospects. He's someone that's really never seen the league. He's seen the league, but he's never really done much. And I'm going to go with Mark Appel.
All right.
I know at least some of us here remember when he was the number 1 overall pick, had the chance to be the number 1 overall pick 2 years in a row.
Chris Bryant.
Ahead of Chris Bryant, and showed up and has done nothing.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, you can't be the top prospect forever and get here and do nothing. I think his career ERA in the majors is like a 5. He just hasn't been able to put it together. I think he's going to get another shot this year. I believe he's in Philly. And, I mean, I'll keep an eye out on him on the waiver wire in fantasy, but I don't think he's going to do anything. So,
I agree.
disappointing.
You also have the first pick for underrated player in baseball.
Okay. I mean,
where's Frank going? Frank, I'm staying here, baby. I'm going to Washington.
I'm going to go to Washington. But I'm actually going to go to Washington before a player who was underrated before he actually got to Washington. Jesse knows where I'm going. I'm going to go with Murph because prior to his amazing postseason and amazing last season, he was a very underrated hitter. No one really discussed him outside of New York. He was always a consistent hitter getting on base. So
he was not. He was not what he was. He is not what he was. Kevin Long transitioned him in the playoffs in 2015.
He was a solid hitter previous anyway.
Frank, he was not an MVP candidate.
That's what I that's what I said. He's not what he is now. He's not what he is now, but he was always very solid before that. That's what I'm going with. Anyway, move along. And you want me to throw another one out? Actually, Joey, stop. I'm going to throw one more out. I might steal yours. I'm going to throw out one of my favorite players and say Nolan Arenado just because he doesn't get mentioned enough. Now,
I'm gonna go with a guy who's been around for a while, and who is a current Hall of Famer as soon as he retires, and go Adrian Beltre.
Yes.
Staying in Texas. I mean, he's been such a consistent hitter. He's a good leader in the clubhouse. He's like 35, 36. He's still producing. He's
like 50 hits away from 3,000.
Yeah, 50 hits away from 3,000.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a legend.
It's amazing. Your most overrated and most underrated are like the romance of Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the thing. It's like you would think that Andrus would be held to a higher standard with the performance of Odor in his first 2 years, and now with how long Beltre's been a superstar. But I'm all in on Beltre being one of the more underrated players in baseball of our time.
All right, guys. I've mentioned it before, last cast actually, and it's something I really can't get over because when you look at his stats, Charlie Blackmon.
That's a good one.
So underrated. I honest to God think he's a top 10, maybe even offensively a top 5 hitter. Like, I know Coors has something to do with it, but
if you look at the numbers, I mean, what are you gonna do?
But Charlie Blackmon is just a baller. He's gonna get a huge contract.
Or
if they don't move him, which will look at a huge return, like he said, if they don't, he's gonna get a big contract.
I think we could do a whole segment someday about underrated players that reside in Colorado, and one of them may not make the Hall of Fame because of his time in Colorado, in Larry Walker.
Yep.
You know, when you think about Colorado, the first couple of people that come to your mind, Larry Walker, Todd Helton.
Todd Helton, absolutely.
But the thing is, people, when you're in Colorado, you get an unfair burn. People are like, oh, well, you play in Colorado. Of course you're hitting so well.
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
that's pure. That's hitting.
Hitting in Colorado doesn't change how good your hitting.
No, absolutely not. The
ball's you still have to make contact. The only thing is the ball flies there.
All right.
And the outfield's giant.
Fairly general consensus. We got the Reds coming in last, the Brewers in fourth, and then it's a twist between second and third, between the Cardinals and the Pirates, and then everyone generally, unless you're retarded, has the Cubs in first.
We all have the Cubs.
On, switching sports. Brian, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, man. We're doing it.
NFL.
Right, I'm concerned.
We are doing the NFL divisional round.
We'll let Brian lead
Previews
this
and
off.
predictions. First matchup, Seahawks-Falcons. Brian, take it.
All right, for the Seahawks and the Falcons, I'm gonna go Falcons. Matty Ice has been playing out of his mind this year. He's up for an MVP candidate. Like he's one of them. That offense just cannot be stopped. He has so many weapons outside of Julio Jones with Mohamed Sanu and now Taylor Gabriel. His tight end for some reason contributes here and there. They went out, got Alex Mack. He solidified the center position. That offensive line has been solid, and not just that. I know their defense hasn't been like the best, but they have the league leader in sacks in Mr. Vic Beasley, and he's being beastly this year. Vic Beasley. I'm gonna start calling him Vic Beasley.
Vic Beasley.
Okay.
Coin that.
Vic Beasley. I'm gonna start calling. He's gonna terrorize that offensive line for Seattle because that line has been torn apart from bottom up. But I'm going Falcons at home in the dome.
Yep.
Vic Beasley. Remember that.
I'm going to follow up and agree with Brian. Falcons, especially at home in the dome. We all know how good the Seahawks defense is, but they don't have Earl Thomas over the top. I don't see the Falcons not leaving there victorious. I mean, their offense is too good. I know defense does win championships, but when their offense is that good, Seahawks are down a guy. I mean, I'm going Falcons.
All right. I'll go next. Excuse me, guys. I've been sick as fuck for the last week and a half. So I'm trying to do this. But, with a lot of sports, there's all this shit about curses. And the Falcons seem to have one. And I think this is the year that they break it. Matt Ryan is outplaying. Excuse Tom Brady because, he was 4-game suspension. Matt Ryan was the best quarterback in the NFL this year. Matt Ryan was the best quarterback this year, in my opinion. But I think this is the year.
All right, I'm going to have to agree with all four of you that
there's three of us
in that game. All three of you, all four of us.
What? So you're just going with the Falcons? That's it?
Yeah.
All right. All right, Frank. Let's do a snake here. And what's your prediction for Texans-Pats? Because your opinion is going to be just as useless as this actual game.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with – I'm just kidding. I was going to say Texans. I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. I'm going to go with the Pats. It's going to be the lowest rated. It's going to be the lowest rated televised playoff game ever, I believe. So,
yep.
A little hot take there.
Am I up?
Yeah, you're up.
Pats.
I'm gonna say Pats in the worst playoff football game we've seen in the last 5 or 6 years. I'm gonna be surprised if the Texans score more than 10 points. And if the Pats don't put up 30 in the first half, I'm also gonna be very disappointed.
All right. I'll go a little in depth, I guess, since we're all just picking the Pats. I'm also going to pick it. But, I mean, let's just be real. You give Bill Belichick 2 weeks to prepare for this team, or a week, whatever, to prepare for this team that has fucking Brock Osweiler as their quarterback. That's not doing anything. It's not saying much either. The only thing I'm really excited to see is Vince Wilfork playing against his former team, and that's really about it.
Yeah.
But Patriots all the way. I'll say 52-10.
All right, well.
And they start the second string people.
We're moving on, Brian. It's back to you, man. Steelers, Chiefs. What do you got?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's gonna be
That's my favorite matchup of the week, to be honest.
I really don't know with that one because that Chiefs defense is stout, but at the same time, Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown have just – oh, my God. That last game didn't even make sense, stats-wise. They put up Madden numbers in the first half. None of that made sense. And then on the other side, I mean, like I said, I told you my X factor is Tyreek Hill as the Chiefs being our sleeper team, Jesse. So, boy, you know what? I'm going to take my sleeper team. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. If Tyreek Hill is that X factor, I'm going to go with the Chiefs at Arrowhead because the Steelers defense is not that great. It's good, but it's not great.
Yep. I'm gonna go a little bit opposite. I think the Chiefs defense is really good, but that Steelers offense is that good. And as much, like I said before, as much as it sucks to go against defenses, so they win. That Steelers offense is just unbelievable. Antonio Brown's gonna make every big play you need. Same with Le'Veon Bell. He's an incredible player, and Big Ben shows up in the playoffs. Andy Reid has had the reputation of not so much showing up in the playoffs, and at least not winning the big games. So I'm going to go with the Steelers in 24-20 Steelers.
Excuse me. I'm kind of going to build off what Joey said, but I'm going the opposite way. I see the Chiefs pulling this out. I think their defense is going to show up. Surprisingly, somehow they're going to shut down one of those two stars. Not both of them. It's not possible, in my opinion. With the way they spread the defense, one of them, either Le'Veon or Antonio Brown, not guaranteed either. Maybe they'll both show up, but I think the Chiefs' offense is also potent enough with their defense, to combat that. And on the fact of Andy Reid, I think it's just his time.
I don't like to think it's his time.
I'm going to go with Steph Curry and the Steelers, and I'm going to say the Steelers win. That's all I need.
You're an idiot.
All right,
So dumb.
All right, back to you, Frank. Packers, Cowboys.
All right, I'm going to go with my sleeper pick from earlier in our last episode, and I'm going to go with the Packers. Same reason I said there. Aaron Rodgers is playing out of his mind. They looked amazing last week. Packers.
All right, I'm going to really build off what he said because that was pathetic. But
Please do.
I'm also going with the Packers. The Cowboys have had the leverage all year, but this is a situation where Aaron Rodgers, I think, makes his career. He's going to prove why he is what he is and why he is not overrated. Aaron Rodgers, like Brian can, agree with me here. The first couple drives in the game against the Giants, a wild card week, he didn't look great. No, but then all of a sudden this dude turns up and he just fucking starts torching the secondary.
Yeah, give it that much time. Shit.
I mean,
absolutely. But you know what might suck? Might suck is he might not have Jordy. If Jordy plays, he's a soldier.
Yeah, he got fucked. Brian, where's
Brian, where's your thoughts on that?
Get inside.
okay, I just heard tires peel and Brian turn around.
Anyway,
No, we're good.
that's what I'm saying. If Jordy plays, I think if Jordy plays, he's gonna play. He's not going for fucking a couple of like short routes. He's gonna play. But if he doesn't play, that might change the complexion of this game. Although they have Randall Cobb, Geronimo Hill, or Geronimo Allison, I think his name is.
Yeah.
And then, Devontae Adams. I mean, I think the Steelers will have enough weapons within their team.
Packers.
Packers, where they can take this game. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, our Twitter got a little weird this past week with the quote that Rodgers is the best skilled or has the best skill set of any quarterback, and he can prove it this weekend.
Yep, that guy was an idiot. Anyways.
Yes, that guy was an idiot.
I'm going to stick with the Packers. One, because I hate the Cowboys. And two, because the Packers have this experience. I'm not discounting Zeke's ability or Dak's or how good that offensive line is, but the Packers have been there. Aaron Rodgers showed up last week against a very, very good Giants defense. And the Giants defense is better than the Cowboys defense. So I definitely see the Packers winning. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. But I'm definitely going with the Pack. And, I mean, plus Des Bryant, I mean, he's cursed in Lambeau. It's going to – I'm gonna go with the Pack.
Sean Casey is listing the top 10 future mayors right now on MLB Network. What the fuck does that even mean?
Enough.
And Brian.
All right. I'm gonna have no bias here. Like, obviously, I'm a Giants fan, but let me tell you something. I do love the Cowboys' offense. What they do clicks. It works all the time. But the reason I'm going Packers is because when they played earlier in the season, that was a different Aaron Rodgers. Earlier in the season, this Aaron Rodgers now is unstoppable. Like, I would not want to play him if I was that Cowboys defense. Like, yes, the Cowboys defense looks good, but they're not good at they're not good. They have no pass rush. They don't really have second. They have a few select players.
Sean Lee.
The only reason they look so good is because the offense doesn't have to keep them on the field. The offense stays on the field for most of the time. But against Aaron Rodgers and his team, he doesn't even need Jordy Nelson. He's got Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams, Geronimo Allison is going to be the X factor, and then you have Jared Cook.
Yeah.
So I'm going Packers.
All right, guys, that wraps up our normal talk, but we got a special thing. If you've been paying attention to sports at all lately, one of the things you will notice, and like we said, since we moved out and merged facets with Punching with the Bases Loaded, we're going to mix it up. And here's the first exhibit of that.
Lunatic.
Grayson Allen from Duke. He's been tripping guys,
Choking coaches.
pushing coaches, shoving coaches.
He's a lunatic.
Shoving coaches.
Get an indefinite suspension that lasted one game. He comes back, he trips, and shoves in the first game. And this is Duke University, a prestigious basketball college. What do we think, Brian?
Brian's muted.
What?
You're
My bad.
muted.
What? Say that again? Sorry. What happened?
What's your
What do you
take
think of
on
Grayson Allen?
The dude's a lunatic. I'm not sure what the hell is good with him. He needs to grow up. He's like a mini Odell right now. Like, dude has random temper tantrums and just does shit that he shouldn't be doing. Grow up. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Just grow the fuck up.
I agree. I think, especially with Duke being the prestigious school it is, I mean, you think Coach K would keep him in line. But he's definitely gone overboard big time. And he needs to get under control. He should have been suspended longer. And if he does something else before the end of the regular season, he should absolutely not be able to play in the NCAA tournament.
You know, building off that, I think if – how's around there?
Brian's down.
Anyway, with Grayson Allen, the dude's he's a hell of a player, man. He's kind of that white guy in college right now that's showing everyone what's up. But what he needs to realize is that, you know, you're in college for so long and then you're in the big leagues. Then you're dealing with guys like Boogie Cousins, Anthony Davis, shit.
Boogie Cousins will knock him out.
That's what I'm saying.
Seriously.
But at the same time, like, he is going to do all this bullshit, and he's got to realize that, you know, he's highly recruited. People are going to – he's obviously a target in the draft. People are going to look at him, but they're also going to look at him and say, hey, this guy is fucking crazy. He can't stop fucking putting his hands on people.
Character issues in sports right now are
Character
almost
issues
the
are
biggest
huge.
thing.
They're huge.
They affect NFL draft stock. I mean, Major League Baseball players are getting suspended left and right. I mean, you have to keep a clean resume if you want to be respected and taken seriously by teams in any sport right now.
Absolutely, and especially it being Duke with Coach K.
Well, he's out for what? A while. He's been out.
I think 3 more weeks or something.
Yeah.
Besides the point. All right, Frank, what do you got?
All right. I mean, I was literally just going to talk about the same thing. He's going to the NBA. He's going to be he's going to be drafted semi-high. His character is going to drop him pretty low based on his talent. But he needs to go to some place like Oklahoma City or something like that where Steven Adams and Russ can bop him on the head and be like, stop being a dumbass. Because he's not going to last long in the NBA if he's going to have that attitude. He's going to be in China playing with Jimmer, putting up 50 points a game, and no one's going to care about it because he's in China. Making 30. No, fucking Josh Childress made like $5 million a game or a year in Greece. Like, anyway,
random Josh Childress fact. But guys,
anyway, they make money over there because people go and see him, but nobody over here is going to care about him if he's dropping 50 in China, just like Jimmer is right now.
Anyone got anything?
I think that's about it.
All right.
Grayson.
Hey, wait. Actually, no. I got one more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
Everyone, let's get excited for Ice Cube's 3-on-3 Summer League for
AI, baby.
You're just
The
going to
answer.
be hands down more entertaining than the NBA today. Because the NBA today fucking sucks. It's going to be way better. If Shaq joins, like, I'll watch it every time. I'll pay.
I agree.
I'll do whatever I can to watch those games. If Shaq and AI, especially if Shaq and AI are on the same team.
I've always thought that 3-on-3 is more entertaining than 5-on-5, no matter what the league is. So it's gonna be very entertaining.
I feel Kobe's definitely gonna come back for it too.
He's very tough to crack. He's tough. to
Kobe's
crack.
like pulling people's teeth and doing dentistry or whatever the fuck that guy
He's
wants
not
to
a
do.
dentist. Kobe is not a dentist. That's the
He
shittiest
could be
quote.
if he wanted to be. No, he's like an artist now. Something along those lines.
Anyway, moving along.
Shut up,
dentist.
Joe.
We had a solid show. We did a rundown. We got into it. We did the food poll
Kobe
and
Bryant's a dentist, apparently.
Papa John's and Domino's.
Pizza.
Moving along. We did our rankings. NL Central, which of course had the Cubs at the top, the Reds at the bottom. If you want to know more, just watch the fucking show. After that, we got right into the division. We got into the division round of the playoffs. We did our X factors. We talked about what mattered and why these guys are going to win or lose. And then we had a little segment out of the ordinary about Grayson Allen, that fucking crazy dude from Duke. A couple other things, but it's been fun, guys.
We'll see
Yes,
you.
it has.
We'll see you next week.
Everybody go get your LA Chargers tickets and have a good night.
That's right.